They're undressing you with their eyes. 17 signs of naked sexual desire. After this video, you won't just wonder whether someone is sexually attracted to you. You'll know how to read the pattern. You'll understand what their gaze means, why their voice changes, why they move closer, why silence suddenly feels charged, and why respectful restraint can be more revealing than bold flirting. These 17 signs will help you recognize naked sexual desire without losing your emotional clarity. And the final sign shows when that desire is safe enough to take seriously. 1. Their eyes stop pretending to be casual. Have you ever caught someone looking at you, then watched them look away a little too late? The obvious assumption is that they were just distracted, checking the room, or making normal eye contact. And sometimes, that's exactly all it is. A social glance can be ordinary. A delayed glance is where the meaning starts to change. Here's the thing. Attraction changes visual attention. Research into nonverbal attraction shows that the eyes tend to fixate longer on faces and bodies that trigger interest, especially when dopamine and norepinephrine are active in the reward system. That doesn't mean every glance is sexual. It means the pattern matters. A quick look is normal. A look that returns, holds, drops, then returns again is different. The eyes begin behaving like they've found something they want more time with. You feel it because their attention has stopped behaving politely. Their eyes aren't scanning past you. They're choosing you. In a room full of movement, they keep finding your face, your mouth, your body, your reactions. That's why the look feels almost physical. It's not just sight anymore. It's appetite trying to stay dressed as manners. And the more they try to hide it, the more obvious the return becomes. Desire has a way of making the eyes disobedient. They leave because they have to, then come back because they want to. 2. They keep returning to your mouth. Ever noticed someone looking at your lips while you're talking, then snapping back to your eyes as if they've been caught? Most people write this off as shyness or poor eye contact. They tell themselves, maybe they're just listening carefully. That can happen. But repeated attention to the mouth is one of the clearest signs that the conversation has started sharing space with imagination. It's even stronger when it happens during a pause, not while you're saying something complicated. Here's what most people don't realize. The mouth is socially intimate before it's sexual. It carries speech, breath, taste, softness, and the possibility of kissing. In attraction research, attention often shifts between the eyes and mouth when someone is evaluating romantic or sexual closeness. The brain isn't just processing words. The amygdala and reward circuitry are reading proximity, expression, and possibility. Their attention is moving toward the part of you associated with contact. Watch the sequence. If they look at your mouth once, it means very little. If they do it after you smile, after a pause, or when the mood gets warmer, the signal gets stronger. Their eyes are rehearsing where their body wants to go. They're still talking to you, but part of their attention is imagining what silence with you would feel like. That doesn't give them permission. It reveals direction. 3. Their body turns before their words do. Does their body face you even when the conversation doesn't require it? The easy explanation is that they're being polite. They're standing there, listening, making conversation, doing what socially aware people do. But desire is rarely contained in words. The body often votes before the mouth admits anything. That vote shows up in angles, feet, hips, shoulders, and the way someone places themselves in your space. Here's something that might surprise you. Orientation is one of the simplest nonverbal tells because it's hard to fake consistently. Proxemics, the study of personal space, shows that people angle their torso, feet, and shoulders toward what they're engaged with. When attraction rises, the body reduces exit signals. Feet stop pointing toward the door, shoulders square up, knees turn in. Their posture quietly says, "I'm staying here." It's a physical commitment to the interaction before any verbal confession exists. That matters because sexual desire needs attention before it needs contact. If their whole body keeps organizing around you, they're not just enjoying a chat. They're making themselves available to the moment. You become the center of their physical map. Even when their words stay casual, their stance is already leaning into a more intimate conversation. Their body is telling the truth softly, because their mouth still wants plausible deniability. And if this kind of deeper reading resonates with you, like and subscribe. It helps us reach more people who don't just want dating tips, but want to understand attraction with more awareness, respect, and emotional intelligence. 4. They close distance in small, reversible ways. Have you ever noticed someone getting closer in tiny steps? Never enough to be obvious, but enough that you can feel the air changing? The common assumption is that they just want to hear you better, or that the room is crowded. Sometimes, sure, but when the space is open and they still drift toward you, distance becomes a message. The movement is usually gradual because bold closeness would reveal too much too soon. So they choose closeness that can still be explained away. Think about that for a second. People protect personal space instinctively. The nervous system tracks proximity through visual cues, skin sensitivity, and threat assessment. When someone is drawn to you sexually, they often test closeness in ways they can reverse. They lean in, then lean back. They step near, then pause. They let their arm or shoulder enter the edge of your space without forcing contact. The signal is not just closeness, it's the repeated return to closeness. That reversibility is important. Healthy desire doesn't rush the boundary. It asks the room a quiet question and waits to see if you answer. If you also lean in, soften, smile, or stay open, the distance may shrink again. That dance is often more revealing than a bold move, because it shows they're not just chasing contact. They're checking whether the tension is mutual. The desire is real, but so is their awareness of your comfort. 5. Their voice drops into a slower rhythm. So, why does someone's voice change when they're attracted to you? Most people notice the look first and miss the sound. They hear a softer tone, a slower pace, a little more warmth, and assume the person is simply relaxed. But vocal change is one of the most intimate signs because it happens close to the body. It rides on breath. It also changes the atmosphere around the two of you. That's not random. That's arousal becoming audible. Studies of vocal attraction have found that people often alter pitch, tempo, and resonance when speaking to someone they find desirable. The autonomic nervous system affects breathing, saliva, and muscle tension around the throat. When sexual tension rises, the voice can become lower, warmer, quieter, or more deliberate. Not always, but often enough to notice. The words may stay innocent while the delivery becomes private. The key is contrast. How do they sound with everyone else? And how do they sound with you? If their voice becomes slower, more private, and more textured when your attention is on them, they're creating an atmosphere. They're not just communicating information. They're inviting you to feel the space between the words. Desire often lowers the volume because it wants the moment to come closer. A louder voice performs for the room. A quieter voice tries to create a smaller world with you inside it. 6. They notice details no polite observer needs. Ever had someone mention a tiny detail about you that almost feels too attentive? Maybe they notice the way your shirt sits on you, the scent you're wearing, the way your expression changes when you're trying not to smile, or the exact moment your confidence shifts. The surface explanation is simple. They're observant. They pay attention. But desire has a way of making attention selective and unusually sharp. Here's the deeper read. Sexual attraction narrows perception. The brain gives priority to cues linked with reward, novelty, and closeness. Dopamine doesn't just make someone excited, it makes certain details feel important. That's why they remember the way you looked at them across the table, the exact phrase you used, or the small physical detail they had no practical reason to store. Attraction turns small information into emotional evidence. This is where the signal becomes personal. They're not admiring you in a vague way. They're collecting impressions of you. Your presence is leaving marks. When someone wants you, they often notice the details that make you feel embodied, not just interesting. They aren't only listening to your story, they're noticing the person telling it. And when they bring those details back later, they're revealing that you stayed active in their mind after the moment passed. 7. Their pupils betray what their face hides. Does their expression stay composed while their eyes seem strangely alive? People can control a smile, manage their tone, and choose careful words. They can decide not to flirt openly, but the pupils are much harder to stage. That's why eyes can feel so honest when the rest of the face is behaving. The body often reveals intensity in places the personality forgets to guard. Pupil dilation is tied to the sympathetic nervous system. When arousal rises, whether emotional, sexual, or alert, the body can widen the pupils to take in more visual information. Pupillometry, the measurement of pupil size, has been used in psychology to study attention and attraction because the pupils respond before a person has time to edit themselves. Lighting matters, of course. Darkness dilates pupils too. Alcohol, stress, and medication can change them as well. But in steady light, a visible change paired with focused attention can be meaningful. Don't isolate this sign. Pair it with the rest. Are they looking at you longer? Is their breathing changing? Are they standing closer? If their pupils seem larger while their gaze stays locked on you, the desire may be showing up through biology before it shows up through courage. Their face may be saying, "I'm fine," while their eyes are already saying, "You affect me." 8. They hold silence without trying to escape it. Have you ever been with someone when the conversation stops but the connection doesn't? Most people panic in silence. They rush to fill it, laugh it off, check their phone, or grab the nearest safe topic. So when someone stays present in a charged pause, that silence deserves attention. It means they aren't treating the tension like a mistake. Here's the thing beneath it. Comfortable silence can signal emotional safety, but charged silence can signal sexual awareness. The difference is intensity. In a charged silence, eye contact lasts a little longer. The body stays oriented. Breath becomes noticeable. The prefrontal cortex may still be managing restraint, but the limbic system is already responding to closeness, anticipation, and reward. The pause becomes a container for what neither person has said yet. That's why these pauses can feel louder than conversation. They create a space where both people can sense the possibility without naming it. If they don't retreat, joke nervously, or break the moment too quickly, they're allowing the tension to exist. That doesn't mean they're asking for anything. It means they're not afraid of the electricity. They're staying in the place where desire becomes visible. Many people can flirt when there's noise around them. Fewer can stay steady when there's nothing left to hide behind. A person who can hold that silence is often feeling more than they're ready to say. 9. Their touch becomes deliberate, then disappears. Ever had someone brush your arm, guide you lightly through a doorway, or let their hand rest for one beat longer than necessary? The easy story is that it was accidental. And one accidental touch can absolutely mean nothing. But repeated, careful, context-aware touch is different. It has rhythm. It appears, disappears, then returns. That rhythm is where intention starts to show. Touch is powerful because the skin is loaded with mechanoreceptors that respond to pressure, warmth, and movement. Slow, gentle contact can activate C-tactile afferents, nerve fibers associated with pleasant social touch. Researchers studying affectionate touch have linked it with bonding responses, including oxytocin release and reduced stress. That's why even a small touch can change the emotional temperature fast. The body reads contact faster than the mind can explain it. But the most important part isn't the touch, it's the disappearance. Someone with real awareness touches, then gives you space to respond. They watch whether you relax, move closer, touch back, or create distance. That pause is respect. It turns sexual desire from pressure into invitation. They're not just trying to feel you, they're checking whether you want to be felt. The restraint after contact can be more attractive than the contact itself because it proves the desire is being guided by awareness, not impulse alone in real time. 10. They mirror your pace without copying you. So, why does it matter when someone starts matching your rhythm? At first, it can look like coincidence. You lean back, they lean back. You speak more softly, they soften. You slow down, they stop rushing. It doesn't feel theatrical. It feels strangely natural. That naturalness is exactly why people miss it. Mirroring is a social bonding mechanism linked with rapport, empathy, and interpersonal synchrony. In behavioral science, people who are engaged often unconsciously match posture, tempo, gestures, and facial expressions. Sexual desire can intensify that synchrony because attention becomes highly tuned. Their nervous system starts tracking your timing, not in a creepy way, in a responsive way. Their body begins making tiny adjustments so the two of you feel more connected. The difference between imitation and desire is subtle. Imitation feels performative. Desire feels attuned. They aren't copying you like a trick. They're falling into your tempo because being near you has changed theirs. When you pause, they don't bulldoze the space. When you get playful, they catch the spark. When you become quiet, they don't abandon the moment. Their body is saying, "I'm with you," before their words get brave enough to say anything close to that. Synchrony makes attraction feel less like effort and more like pull. 11. They get playful right at the edge of tension. Have you ever noticed someone teasing you more when the chemistry starts getting obvious? Not cruel teasing, not disrespect, the kind that carries a smile, a challenge, and a little spark underneath it. The common assumption is that they're just funny or naturally flirtatious. But timing changes the meaning. Playfulness that arrives near tension often has a different temperature. It's less about being entertaining and more about seeing whether you'll play back. Play is one of the safest ways to approach desire without naming it too soon. It lets someone test chemistry while keeping the moment light. Social psychologists studying flirtation often describe playful banter as a low-risk signal because it allows both people to participate, escalate, or retreat without humiliation. The nervous system gets stimulation without immediate exposure. There's tension, but there's also cover. The joke gives both people somewhere to hide while the desire tests whether it's welcome. Watch when the playfulness appears. If it shows up after eye contact, after a compliment, after a charged silence, or after physical closeness, it's probably not random. They're trying to keep the energy alive without making it heavy. They want the interaction to feel a little dangerous, but still safe. That's why the best playful desire feels like a door opening, not a trap closing. It invites you to step closer only if you want to, and if you don't, it lets the moment breathe without punishment. 12. Their attention narrows when you move. Does their focus sharpen when you shift in your chair, walk across the room, or adjust something you're wearing? The polite explanation is that movement catches the eye. Human attention is wired to notice motion, so one glance means very little. But when desire is present, certain movements don't just catch attention. They hold it. They create a tiny interruption in the other person's composure. That difference matters. Visual attention is guided by salience, and the superior colliculus helps orient the eyes toward movement. But sexual attraction adds another layer. The body becomes relevant because the person is no longer just listening to you as a mind. They're aware of you as a physical presence. Your gestures, posture, walk, and small adjustments start carrying charge. The most revealing part is often how quickly they try to recover. You'll feel the shift in how specific their focus becomes. They don't just look because something moved. They look as if the movement revealed something they were already interested in. Then they may look away to avoid being too obvious. This sign is strongest when paired with restraint. They notice you, then manage themselves. That little act of self-control tells you the attention had heat behind it. Desire doesn't always move forward. Sometimes it pulls itself back before it gets exposed. 13. They test privacy without demanding it. Ever had someone guide the conversation toward a quieter corner, a slower walk, or a moment away from the group? The obvious assumption is that they just want a better conversation. And that can be true. Privacy doesn't automatically mean sexual desire. But when privacy appears alongside eye contact, closeness, and tension, it becomes a stronger signal. They're trying to change the setting without changing your freedom. Here's what most people miss. Desire often seeks a container. Not secrecy, not pressure, a container. Humans read context constantly, and environmental psychology shows that lighting, noise, seating distance, and social visibility change how intimate people feel. A loud group setting keeps energy public. A quieter space makes the interaction more personal. When someone is attracted to you, they may gently create conditions where the chemistry can breathe. The setting becomes part of the flirtation. The word gently matters. Healthy attraction doesn't corner you. It doesn't isolate you from your comfort. It offers privacy and watches your response. They might say, "Want to step outside for a minute?" or slow their pace so the two of you fall behind. The desire is in the invitation. The respect is in how easily they let you decline. That balance is what separates intimacy from pressure. They're not trying to trap a moment. They're trying to protect it. 14. Their breathing changes when the moment changes. Have you ever felt someone's breathing shift when the room suddenly gets more intimate? Maybe the conversation lowers, the eye contact holds, or you move slightly closer. Most people ignore breathing because it seems too subtle. But breath is one of the body's clearest bridges between emotion and desire. It changes before a person has fully decided what to do with what they're feeling. Sexual arousal activates the autonomic nervous system. Heart rate can increase, breathing can become shallower or slower, and the body starts preparing for closeness before any decision is made. The diaphragm, chest, throat, and mouth all get involved. That's why attraction can show up as a quiet inhale, a pause before answering, or a voice that suddenly needs more breath underneath it. These changes are small, but they shift the mood of the entire interaction. This sign requires sensitivity. You're not studying them like a specimen. You're noticing whether the atmosphere changes both of you. If their breathing shifts when you step closer, when your hand brushes theirs, or when the silence stretches, their body is responding to the moment. And if they stay present instead of rushing away, the response isn't just nervousness, it's tension they're willing to feel. Breath makes desire audible before desire becomes verbal. 15. They remember the small, sensual details. Does someone keep remembering details connected to how you felt in the moment, not just what you said? They remember the song that was playing, the way you smelled, the drink you chose, how your voice sounded when you were tired, or the way you looked under certain light. The ordinary explanation is memory. The deeper one is imprinting. Attraction gives certain details a glow they wouldn't otherwise have. The memory doesn't feel administrative, it feels sensory. When attraction is intense, memory becomes emotionally tagged. The hippocampus helps form memory, while the amygdala adds emotional weight to details that matter. That's why a person who desires you may remember sensory fragments with surprising clarity, not because they're trying to be dramatic, because the moment had charge, and their brain stored the cues around you as part of the experience. Sensory memory is often the trace desire leaves behind. This is one of the more intimate signs because it means you stayed with them after the interaction ended. They carried a trace of you, not just your opinions, not just your jokes, the felt sense of you. When someone remembers your sensual details respectfully, they're telling you that your presence affected their body and attention. You became more than a person they met. You became a moment they replayed. And replaying is often where desire becomes harder to deny. 16. They look at you like a choice, not an object. So how do you tell the difference between being desired and being reduced? This is the sign people need to understand most. Sexual desire can feel powerful, but not all attention is flattering. Some people look at you as if you're a body they want to take from. Others look at you as if you're a person they want to meet in the middle. The difference isn't always intensity. It's respect inside the intensity. The difference shows up in attunement. Objectifying attention ignores feedback. It scans, consumes, pushes, and keeps going even when you close off. Desire with emotional intelligence tracks your face, your comfort, your pace, and your boundaries. It involves the medial prefrontal cortex, the part of social cognition that helps someone recognize another person as a mind with feelings, not just a stimulus. That recognition changes everything. It makes their desire responsive instead of entitled. That's why this point matters. Being wanted is not the same as being respected. The strongest sexual chemistry still needs personhood at the center. If they desire you well, they notice your hesitation as clearly as your smile. They don't treat your body as separate from your consent. Their eyes may be hungry, but their behavior stays human. That's the kind of desire that can actually be trusted. It doesn't erase you in order to want you. It sees more of you. And that's why this sign belongs near the end. Raw attraction is easy to feel, but respectful attraction is the part that tells you what kind of person is holding it. 17. They make the moment safer, not faster. What does it mean when tension is obvious, but they don't rush it? This is the sign from the beginning. The strongest proof isn't the stare, the lip glance, or the charged silence. It's what they do after desire becomes clear. If they slow down, check your comfort, and leave room for a yes or a no, that's desire with maturity. Consent isn't the opposite of heat. It's what lets heat become mutual. And once desire is mutual, it usually doesn't stay silent for long. That's where the next video, when they want to sleep with you, they will say this, becomes important. Because after the look, after the tension, after the body language, there's often one sentence that sounds casual, but reveals they're imagining being alone with you. Click the video on screen now, because once you know that line, you'll hear the desire before they fully admit it.